everyone, and welcome to my kitchen, and a busy little place this kitchen is, that's for sure. We've just had a bumper crop of so many things, and I want to make so much, but I needed some help today because there's just so much to do. So in here I followed Noreen's kitchen recipe for homemade ketchup. So I've got two of my grandsons here, and they helped mix up all the spices. My husband cut up all the tomatoes and cored them, so that was pretty easy. And we dumped it all in here. You guys should smell my kitchen. Oh my goodness, it smells so good with the cloves, allspice, cardamom, apple cider vinegar, the brown sugar. Oh my goodness, it already tastes good, and it's not even ketchup yet. So we've got that going, and I'll put the link to her recipe in the down bar. And Mrs. Volpe at Mrs. Volpe's Half Acre Homestead, she also made ketchup as well. So I'll put both the links to their recipe in the down bar. We also had tons of Swiss chard. This is like my fourth batch of it here. So, and some of it I put aside for my daughter, and my husband also brought home so much green and yellow beans, but they've already been blanched and put in the freezer. I did that earlier today. And then I saw this. I love bread pudding, as you know. I've made recipes for it before. And I saw this recipe for a savory bread pudding, and it just sounded so delicious. So I'm going to double the recipe and make some of that. So what I've got here, I'm going to cut a little bit more because I'm doubling. I'm going to make two puddings, one for the freezer, one for now. Two batches of Swiss chard. This would be enough for one because, as you know, it shrinks up. And then over here, we've got some fresh herbs that just came right outside my kitchen window in my potager. So there's parsley, rosemary, sage, and chives in here chopped up. Some onion. We've got a couple of cloves of garlic that I'm going to chop up. And I'm also going to be using some sausage links. I'm going to chop those up finely and brown them. So I'm going to get all these vegetables browned, and then I'll be right back and show you how we're going to make the rest of the pudding up. Also, he brought home 2 beets. So I roasted them this morning, so they're in here, and we're going to have a really good roasted beet salad to go with this. So I better get busy putting all this together. I'm in the construction of my savory bread pudding, and I have got here, actually Turner and Ozzy cut up this bread for me. We found some 50% off stale bread at the supermarket today, so I always want to make sure that the bread is really like good bread. So this is a really multi-grain bread, and the other one were some ciabatta rolls, and you want a firm bread that's got, you know, you don't want it to go mush, and you do not want breadcrumbs. So to the bread, I have added, there's probably about 10 cups of bread in here. I've added all those herbs that I chopped up. And then over on the stove over here, we've got cooking in this pot. The sausages, I took the skins off of them and crumbled them up in here. There was no need for additional oil because the sausage has a little bit of oil in it already. It's kind of fatty. But if you're going to make this without meat, I would suggest putting some olive oil in the pan. And then I've got my onions and garlic. You can add anything you want, spinach, carrots, whatever you want. But I just thought the sausage little flavor would really flavor these greens quite nicely. And I don't want to overcook them, but I might add a tiny little bit more. And then I'm going to go on to prepare the custard that is also known for all kinds of bread puddings, whether they be sweet or savory. Just turn this down a little bit. And here is our ketchup in the meanwhile, simmering over here. Sorry to fog up the camera. I wish you guys could smell this. It is just incredible. I don't know why I haven't been doing this. I want to thank Noreen and Bev Volpe for showing how absolutely easy it is to make ketchup. I'm not a ketchup eater, but my husband is, and my grandsons are. So to know that you're giving them organic ketchup with nothing in it but fresh tomatoes you just picked this morning is incredible. I've also peeled the beets that were roasted right here, hence my beet juice under my fingernails. A lot of people wear rubber gloves or, you know, latex gloves, but I didn't bother. So I've chopped those up. I'm just going to set those aside and I'll create my salad later. So right now I'm going to go on to create the custard for the bread pudding. So I have added 8 eggs and I would say approximately 4 cups of milk. I don't want to add too much milk until I'm sure that I don't want to add too much. You can always add more, right? So to this, I'm going to add all of our, I seasoned this with, this is Paula Deen's spice mix, and it's garlic powder, pepper, and salt in the right proportions. So I'm just going to dump all of this in here, all of our nice bread that the boys broke up for me. Kind of hard cooking with one hand. There, put that bowl aside. Going to take a wooden spoon and mix that up a bit, just so I can get the idea if I have the right consistency of, oh yeah, that's plenty of milk. So then I'm going to take all those veggies and sausage and all that and mix that in the bowl as well. So I've added a bain-marie, which is a pan full of water underneath the rack that I'm going to put the puddings on. I always do this when I make bread puddings of any kind, sweet or this one savory. Apparently the steam keeps the bottom of the pans from burning. So my oven is preheated to 350. So I've got that one there and this one right in there, and I think I'll put them in for about, I'll start off at a half an hour. It's kind of funny when you're making up a recipe. So there they go. So I'll set the timer for 30 minutes. And now I'm going to take my hand mixer. I got this mixer to mix up my body by Vice Shakes when we went to the mountains. And I'm just gonna, the tomatoes have cooked down quite a bit in the ketchup, so now I'm just going to smooth my ketchup out. This pot is here because this burner is still warm from when I made the Swiss chard, so I don't want the cord to melt, so that's why I put that lid there. So we're just going to put, these are great because they're immersible right into a hot dish. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all mushed up. I'll be right back. So I blended up all the ketchup, and oh my goodness, look at this. It's just ketchup. So now the only thing you have to do is let this reduce, and don't do what I did. Don't lift it up and down because it's sprayed on my arm and it kind of burns. So just keep it submersed under the mixture and then turn it off if you want to lift it up. But it's all very, very, there's a shadow there. It's very, very smooth. And as it reduces, it gets thicker and more of the red ketchup color. So I'll be back to show you that when that's done. And then over here, I'm just preparing the salad. So I've got some romaine lettuce. This lettuce I purchased. It was really inexpensive. So to that, I'm going to top it off with 2 oranges, just navel oranges, chopped up and segmented. Our beets. So I had 2 beets, small beets, that I roasted in the oven this morning. Took them out to cool, chopped them up, skinned them and chopped them up. And then I'm going to take about, see that little piece I cut out of the blue cheese? You could use any, if you don't like blue cheese, I love blue cheese. And you're just going to crumble it all on top. There's just some blue cheese. I'm not going to mix this all up together until supper's ready, but I just want to show you what's in it. And I will dress it in a minute. So everything is just about ready for supper. I've got all those ingredients in here. In this little bowl here, I've got about a 1/4 cup of orange juice, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And I whisked it all together, and I'm just going to drizzle this all over this whole salad. And then I'm going to toss it. And this is what our savory bread puddings look like. That one and that one. So let me just put some on a plate and show you what it looks like. So my jars and glassware are just waiting to go into the oven at 250 for about 15 minutes to sterilize them. The lids are sterilized in the back there. The ketchup is just a beautiful consistency, just wonderful. And here is my plated supper. That beet salad with citrus. I added a handful of sunflower seeds, roasted sunflower seeds with the blue cheese. Oh my God, it is so good. And the savory bread pudding with the sausage. What a healthy supper. What an amazing harvest. So here is my ketchup, all bottled and processed and ready for the pantry. So I don't think we'll be buying any ketchup this winter. I don't eat a lot of ketchup, so this is more than enough for everybody else, like the grandkids and Richard and anybody else. So there it is. Love it. And I love that sound when it all pops. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys all next time. Bon appetit!